bank wants you to open an account.
Sign up.
Then along come sneaky fees. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Exactly why you should compare your bank to Bell Bank. At Bell, we don't nickel and dime you with fees on things like checking accounts and ATMs. If you hate sneaky fees, switch to a bank you'll love. And give sneaky fees the boot. Bell Bank.
Very first guest, Bumper to Bumper, Great Minnesota Get-Together 2022. How about a round of applause for Wild General Manager Bill Guerin? And I would say that's a really nice reaction, Bill, except that you kind of greased the wheels by passing out free cookies to them, which is smart on your part.
I'll buy applause.
Yeah, no,
Absolutely.
There's nothing wrong with that. Well, it's good to see you. Thanks for coming to see us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is great. Beautiful day here.
So how many years have you been GM now?
3.
Yeah. So from the beginning, had you heard anything about the Minnesota State Fair? Did you say, why should I care about there's state fairs all over the country? Do you have any idea what this was like, and does it interest you? Does it excite you, or are you kind of bored with it?
I knew about it. I knew it was a big deal. We had a lot of friends here before we even moved here. And I do know what it's about. I lived in Texas, so we went to the Texas State Fair every year.
That's a big one.
And so I knew this. I think this is bigger.
I think this is, well, the Texas, it's hard to say. The Texas State Fair, I think, is over a longer period of time.
Right.
And it's a big area, but I think this is, let's put it this way. You know and I know this one's higher rated.
This one's higher rated.
There's no
for
question
sure.
about
This
that.
one's, I mean, I love it. I come every year, and you know what? It's awesome.
It is.
It really is. I cannot believe I ate lunch before I came here.
Now, that's a rookie mistake.
It was just the dumbest thing in the world.
Yeah.
It's not holding me back, though.
You're still, you got the Sweet Martha's bucket.
Yeah.
What else have you been, anything else you've been eating so far, or is that it?
Yeah, I've had part of a chicken schnitzel sandwich, pronto pop. I've had a deep fried Oreo.
Wow, you're not messing around.
No,
Yeah.
hey,
you're not easing into it.
It's once a year.
Smart. Yeah, I don't blame you for that.
No. I eat like that all the time. The fair's once a year.
That's the problem. Well, it is true. I mean, because I came here actually from Dallas, was where I'd worked previously, and I think I may have been to the Texas State Fair once, but it felt once I got here, it had to be explained to me, and it's the old, you really don't buy it or understand it until you spend some time around it. And you say, yeah, this is different. This is cool. People are into it. And a lot of people ask us, do you get sick of doing shows from here? And I don't. Both Guardsy and I love it. Crowds are good. It's a pain to get here, obviously, and that gets old about 8 or 9 days in. But it's well run. There is a lot of cool stuff to eat. There's obviously good entertainment. And you say, and generally, everybody seems to get along. There's the occasional drunken idiot you run into. But you sort of have to accept that's part of the package.
I apologized.
You did. That's very true. But it is distinctive. There's no question about it.
You know what it is, and it's a really special event. I think, I mean, obviously, everything you just said. That's why everybody keeps showing up year after year. And I've been to your studio, and it's a great place. It's really cool. I love going there. But this is awesome.
Yes.
Like, how many times a year do you get to work outside?
Not enough, actually.
We should have you do it from here in February.
That would be different.
I'm sure all these
So when the
fine
crowd
people
show up.
will be sitting in the bleachers.
Yeah. Well, the one thing I feel bad about, and it's a yearly tradition that I talk about it, I've campaigned hard at the station for us to put some sort of an awning onto the top of the bleachers, some sort of sun protection, because it can get, once it gets really hot, it can be a pain. And I clearly have had very little influence
there's
because
a budget.
decades later. Well, I was told, this is serious, I was told that we've looked into it and it would cost, I think they estimated something like $222,000. And I said, you're just lying. Now, that's not possible. It could be that expensive for an awning. Does that make any sense to you?
Very nice awning.
It would have to be a hell of an awning is what it would have to be. But maybe one of these years the dream will be fulfilled. It's not going to obviously.
You know
be
what
this
you
year.
should do? Umbrellas wouldn't work.
No, because then
Only the front row would see.
Exactly. That's been a problem from time to time. And
maybe the back row gets them. And
well, that you could do that in the back row easily. Yeah, and maybe they're big enough if we have enough people to hold them. This kind of weather's not that bad because this isn't that oppressive heat. This is perfect. And I think the forecast is very good, too. There are occasions when, hell, we've done shows where it feels like 48 degrees, and then we've done shows that feels like it's Houston in the middle of summer, where the steam is just coming off the top of your head.
Those are no fun.
Those are no fun at all. All right. Where should we begin? I'd like to think, I'm hoping, that there's a million things that you can now tell us about the saga to bring back Kaprizov that you couldn't, and everybody understood why you couldn't back then. So here's your opportunity. There's only a few of us listening. There's only a few of us in front of this.
Nobody wants to hear this.
They want all the juicy stuff. Because eventually, I'm assuming it's going to be a Netflix series somewhere down the road.
Exactly.
So can you tell us some good stuff about how tense it was for you, or how concerning it was for you that you didn't want to go down that road for reasons everybody understood?
Yeah, those things I can say now. Like, as for specifics and things like that, I won't get into that. But yeah, hey, listen, I was very concerned, and we all were in the organization. And I think it's because we didn't have a lot of first-hand information on how things really were going over there. I mean, we heard from other teams that had players in Russia, and we're all talking about it. And we do know that it was serious. We do know that we had to act quickly and go jump through a bunch of hoops. We had a lot of help. I give my assistant GM Chris O'Hearn a ton of credit on this. Getting him back here, working with Kirill's agent, all the other lawyers, political connections, things like that. That's really what it took. And we had to get him a visa, we had to get him appointments, we had to shuffle him around, and it was pretty tense. And we didn't know, we didn't know if we were going to get him out of there. We didn't know how serious it was, but it turned out to be very serious. And we're just, it's not a hockey thing. It's a human thing.
Yeah.
Kirill's a great hockey player. He's a fantastic human being. He's got a family that he cares about. All that stuff. We just wanted to make sure he was okay. He's one of us, and we wanted to do what we could do to take care of him.
While all this saga was going on, I would get an email almost every day before it got resolved from people saying, well, I feel bad about the situation, but I think he's got to take, he being Kirill, responsibility. He should have known. He shouldn't have gone back there. He should have stayed here. And I said a couple times on the air, I said, well, it's easy to say that, and maybe there was some advice given that he didn't accept. But when you're talking about somebody's home where they still have family members, it's really difficult for me to get on the soapbox and lecture something about, you should have known better than to go back there in the first place. What do you say to that particular criticism?
Exactly that. It's his home. You know what? You say what you want about any other country or whatever. If that's your home, that's your home. You want to go home and see your family. You know, I'm sure he didn't think that this would have happened. So no, I don't blame him at all. Like you know what I mean? Just put yourself in that situation. Put yourself in Russia or some other country or whatever, and then they just say, no, you can't go back. You shouldn't go back to the U.S. Well, you want to see your mom and dad and your brother and sister and your niece and nephew and all that stuff. No. Stay back. You should stay. No, you want to go home. So I don't blame him.
Is he in a position now where he's got to think twice about going back again?
I think so. Yeah. I think so, but, you know, again.
But then he's still got family there. That's what makes this so difficult.
He's a grown man.
Yeah.
He's a grown man. He knows, he knows the risks. And, but, hey, things could change. We have to keep an eye on
it.
And, he's a really smart guy. Like, he's not, just saying, oh, I'll do this today, I'll do this tomorrow. He's going to make an educated decision.
Did you? Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And we have to trust. I trust him.
Did you ever try to call Putin directly?
Yeah.
You did? Any luck?
I got a busy signal.
Didn't work very well, eh? Yeah. Now, can you clear up one other thing about this? And we're going to talk more about the present and the future as it pertains to the team itself. But there's been a lot written about whether there's still something. One of the things hanging over there is whether he's got this deferment or whether he's got to get that extended, and whether he had a falsified document that was what was keeping him out of fulfilling his military obligation. Can you shed light on that?
No, I can't. I don't think there's a lot of truth to that.
Okay.
But I don't know. I can't help you.
Have you guys talked much? That's all right. Have you guys talked much since
a little
you've been
bit?
back? Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
Is he? How does he sound? Is he relieved?
Oh,
is he still stressed?
No, he looks great. He's always smiling.
Yeah.
You know him. He winked about 8 times. No, he's doing great. You know what? He's back. He's completely invested in Minnesota. He's buying a place to live, and just going through all that process to he's happy.
Wild General Manager Bill Guerin is our guest. We've got one more segment with him. Let's pause for the bottom of the hour break, and then we'll come back coming up in the future as well. That's next here in the Fan.
Thanks to Bell Bank, you're listening to the Fan live at the State Fair on KFAN.
Keep listening for the next chance to win your way to our iHeartRadio Music Festival, September 23rd and 24th at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Tickets are on sale right now. AXS.com.
Stream it free on the CW app and CWTV.com.
The iHeartRadio Music Festival is connecting all of us.
Brought to you by the CW's new hit series, All-American Homecoming. Stream every episode now for free, only on the CW app.
Hey, it's 10 to B. It's the best time of the year. It's fantasy football draft season, but let's face it. After the draft is over, the buzz kind of wears off a little bit, right? Because then you have to start going to work. You have to scour the waiver wire all week. You have to pay attention to your lineup to see who has an injury designation. Then you got to set your lineup on a Sunday morning when you're probably busy with the family. Forget all that and just do the best ball format at Underdog Fantasy and UnderdogFantasy.com, because it's the quickest and easiest place to play fantasy football all year long. At Underdog Fantasy, no in-season management, no waivers, no trades, no setting lineups, just the best part, and that is the draft. You get the highest possible score in your lineup each week. Highest scores at the end of the year win. Sign up today with the promo code KFAN and get your first deposit doubled up to $100. Visit UnderdogFantasy.com or find them in the App Store. And don't forget to register with my promo code KFAN to get your first deposit matched. Download the app today to start playing, and remember to use my promo code KFAN at sign-up. Terms and conditions apply. It's Underdog Fantasy.
Wazam, it's Justin Jefferson. Why do I choose proven quality sleep from Sleep Number? One word, more. The Sleep Number 360 Smart Beds technology helps you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. The result? 28 minutes more restful sleep per night. For me, that's more energy, focus, reps, and Mo wins, man.
Don't miss our weekend special. All smart beds are on sale. Save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 limited edition smart bed. Ends Monday. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, the official sleep and wellness partner of the Minnesota Vikings.
Craft beer lovers, check it out. TAP 2022 is happening September 10th in downtown Shakopee with over 40 Minnesota craft breweries pouring their best and newest brews. Tickets on sale now at tap2022.org.
When making important life decisions about your financial future or insurance needs, it's important to work with people you trust. That's why at Farm Bureau Financial Services, we don't rely on algorithms, bots, or auto-generated answers. We get to know you so we can help you get the right coverage and make smart financial decisions. We're the people who provide insurance and financial planning all in one place. Find a Farm Bureau agent or advisor at fbfs.com/protect. It's your future. Let's protect it.
For a beautiful look that protects and stays clean, choose Dutch Boy paint from Menards. Now all 11% off. Get quality products with smart technology like mildew-resistant coating, stain shield, and dirt-resistant paint and primer in the award-winning Dutch Boy Twist and Pour containers. Get 11% off everything, including the full line of Dutch Boy paints, now at Menards. Good through August 28th. Savings are mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards. Of all the multitudinous manifestations that water can take, in oceans and ice cubes, in glaciers and streams, vapors and rain, double black diamonds, lap swims, and brains. Of all that water everywhere, only 0.5% is fresh water available for human use. That's why at Moen, we're innovating to save 1 trillion gallons of water by 2030. Discover Mission Moen at moen.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-777-1979. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-777-1979. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-777-1979. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-777-1979. 800-777-1979.
Get the best value on beautiful, fine jewelry at Shane Company and ShaneCo.com.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm.
Fan forecast.
Stay hydrated.
Every bank wants you to open an account.
Sign up.
Then along come sneaky fees. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Exactly why you should compare your bank to Bell Bank. At Bell, we don't nickel and dime you with fees on things like checking accounts and ATMs. If you hate sneaky fees, switch to a bank you'll love and give sneaky fees the boot. Bell Bank.
Good idea. All right, we're ready. Second segment with Wild General Manager Bill Guerin. Don't forget, Two Dogs will be stopping by with Monty with live creatures for Monty Creason's Traveling Reptile Show. Have you had a chance to visit the Traveling Reptile Show?
No.
Not in your time here, Bill Guerin?
No.
Well, he's going to bring some of his stuff over, and it can get a little bit dicey because some of the stuff. Well, Guardsy, what would you say is the most dangerous item that he brought?
Well, I think anytime there's a snake, anytime there's a snake involved, even if it's not venomous, which how are we supposed to know?
That's true.
We're supposed to take his word for it.
I am with you.
That's when it gets. One time a snake got a little loose where he kind of had to get a quick first step.
Yeah.
He wasn't super chill about it.
Yeah.
You can stream that, by the way, on all the KFAN social stuff for people that don't want to know.
In the meantime, we'll continue to talk hockey season. Well, season's, I guess it is right around the corner now. When's training camp? What's the opening date?
21st.
21st.
Yeah.
Man, so it's coming.
21st.
It's creeping. So do you feel like you're refreshed? I mean, do you feel like, in this job.
I will be 1 week from now.
Oh. Where are you headed?
Going to Spain tomorrow.
Good for you.
Yeah, my wife.
It's my home
and I.
country. That's where my father was born.
Really?
Yeah. Where are you headed? What part of the country? All
Going
over?
to Madrid and Barcelona.
Madrid and Barcelona. He was from northwest part of Spain, which is a
You're
little.
kidding.
Yeah, Galicia was the province, and that's good way. That's a good way to get away right there.
Yeah, you know what? I need it, and you know what? You just right before training camp.
Yeah.
I need to. There's nothing going on. I gotta just turn off for a week, and we're going with two of our best friends.
Excellent.
We're just gonna hang out. It's
That's
gonna be
tremendous.
great.
That's perfect. That's good timing and a very good spot. All right, we were talking about Kirill, the stuff that happened in terms of getting him back here. Let's talk about him as a hockey player as our entree into discussing the
He's
team.
good.
We know he's good. That's well established. The question is, even when a player's really good, coaches and general managers, they always want to see, okay, here's the next step. Because as you know, I don't have to tell you this, great players become targets. Other teams pay more attention to them, try to challenge them, try to make them play to their weaknesses rather than their strengths. Because there is no, I don't think, perfect player. Well, maybe Gretzky. I'd say Bobby Orr.
Yep.
Where are you, by the way, on that age-old debate on the greatest hockey player of all time? Is it Orr or Gretzky?
I think it's Wayne.
Do you?
Yeah, because. Well, and you know what? You can't forget Mario either.
True.
The thing, well, Wayne's just got, you know, the games and the points on both those guys, but Bobby changed the game. Bobby Orr changed the way the game was
That's
played.
why, yeah.
You know what, I'm not very good at those questions because, I mean, how
do you decide? Yeah, there is no right answer.
Yeah, but just Wayne's numbers when you're like really look at it, the fact that he's 1,000 points ahead of number 2 Mark Messier.
That is absurd.
Like,
not hundreds.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is nuts.
And I think he hit 1,000 points. I think before, like just right before he was 25.
Well, isn't the stat
Like,
that
it was
if you take away all of his,
take away all
of his goals,
he's
still the leading scorer of all time.
Yeah.
It's great because it's fun to just compare talents and some of it has with generation.
But you take Bobby Orr, you take Mario Lemieux. You know, they were, you know, Bobby Orr's, well, both their careers were cut short. You know, Mario Lemieux had back that he took 3 years off in the middle of his career. And then, you know, even look at Jágr. Jágr took, I don't know how many years to go over and play in the KHL. So, and he's still way up there. Like, his points are crazy, too. So, you can look at it a bunch of different ways. Bottom line, all great players.
What do you want to see it better? What's the best way, the best advice you could give him or you think he needs as a young player, still sort of coming into his own about taking the next, whatever that next step is?
Just be ready to compete again. You know, that's what makes Chris great. It's the way he competes. He competes on the puck. He goes for loose pucks. He battles one-on-one. He plays in traffic, all that stuff. Just be ready to do that again. His natural talent will take over. And more as he goes along, you're less and less of a secret. So everybody, the world knows how good you are now. You are going to get extra attention. So just be ready for that.
Do you think he is?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I have zero worries about this kid.
Who do you worry about?
Everybody else.
Everybody else.
No, honestly, you do worry about everybody. You know what?
Yeah.
Like, I do worry about Kirill getting more attention. You know what? I want to make sure he's safe. You know what? I do believe we need an element of toughness on our team that I think we have to, you know what?
That's still needed, you think, even with the way the game's evolved.
Absolutely.
To discourage those who might have ill intent.
100%.
Okay.
100%. Because if you're coming after our guy, we're going after yours. And we need to have the ability to protect these guys. Anybody that says that's not in the game anymore doesn't know the game.
So I got an email the other day, and maybe when we were talking about the schedule, and your name came up somehow. And it doesn't take much to get emails going. And a couple people said, you know, I love him. I love how honest he is. I love how aggressive he's been. I love a lot of things about his approach. But at the end of the day, we're still sitting here trying to get out of the first damn round of the playoffs. So until we get out of there and make some sustained runs, I'm not ready to go with a lifetime contract for Bill Guerin any more than anybody else. So
pass that email on to me.
You want that? You want to talk to him maybe?
Yeah. Talk to that guy.
Talk to that guy.
No, but
so what do you say
hey,
to that?
You're right. You're right. You know what? We've done a lot of good things in 3 years. You know, when I say we, I mean our hockey ops group, our coaching staff, our players. You know, this is a new group. This is a whole new thing that we've got going on here. And I think we collectively have changed the way that the Minnesota Wild are perceived in hockey, in the NHL, and to be quite honest, in Minnesota. And you know what?
From what to what, do you think?
From a good team to a team that's building to be a champion. Nobody ever talked about winning. Not in the circles I was in. And nobody expected it. It was just, you know, we're going to play. No, we don't. You know what I say.
Yes, I do.
So I think we've changed our culture. We've changed our attitude. We've changed our style. You know, we don't sit back. We attack. I think everything about us is different. And you know what? That's my vision of how we're going to have success. Hey, you know what? If we're, I don't know how many years down the road and it hasn't brought a championship, then yeah, it's probably going to be time for me to go. But I think we're on the right track. I mean, even look at our prospect pool.
Well, that was going to be my next spot.
Yeah, we haven't.
Next question.
We haven't sacrificed play on the ice, and we've replenished our entire prospect pool.
That's a key point because the Wild, for a while, I think, seemed stuck in a tough position where the team wasn't horrible, and there was this push that we want to be better. But in order to do that, maybe we're going to have to sacrifice the future with draft picks. And some of those moves, frankly, didn't work out to the degree that they thought they were going to work out. And what I keep hearing again now is when these ratings come out, for whatever they're worth, that your organization, again, is up in more rarefied air. And I'm thinking, okay, that's an important piece of this if indeed there's payoff on those players.
Yeah.
That's key, right?
It's huge. I mean, that's everything. You know, like the reports are nice and you know, that's great, but we have to develop these guys. They have to play for us and they have to help us win. That's the I guess the ultimate it's the ultimate goal, but it's also the ultimate I guess sign of you're doing the right thing. And you know what, like not everybody wins every year. We have to put ourselves in a position where we can start competing for Stanley Cup on a year in, year out basis. And our group still has a lot to learn. Our playoff departure last year was a lack of playoff experience and lack of mental toughness in that situation. We need to get better. We need to learn. But I think we're on the right track to doing that.
Well, if you go back, what's interesting about this, and this is my one skepticism on the ratings, because, as you say, eventually it's got to be about performance. And if you go back long before you were here to the history of going all the way back to the Parise-Suter move, as part of the excitement was a belief that, okay, you're not really adding, in the classic sense, superstar players. You're adding really good players, but they're going to be supplemented by this unbelievable group of young players, and 2 or 3 of those are going to emerge and also become stars, and that's what's going to work out. And guess what? That didn't happen, not to the degree that was anticipated. Mm-hmm. And that's why I think this is so important. But I think you got to be, like you said, steeped in reality. We don't know until we know, although I know you feel good about the way you guys have held on to picks primarily and try to develop that part of it. That's the payoff, though. The payoff is going to be, indeed, whether those guys ascend where your core is and if and when those other guys ascend to be part of it, correct?
You're absolutely right. I mean, hey, look, that's only, like you said, that's only part of it. And it's a good part. But we have to develop these guys. We have to put them in positions to succeed. and then they have to take the ball and run with it. And then we need more than a couple of these guys to hit. We need them to be really good players for us. And you know what? We need Marco Rossi to be a really good player. We need Matt Boldy to be a really good player. Carson Lambos, Jesper Wallstedt, Liam Ogren. You know what I mean? Danila Urhoff. We need all these kids to, like, eventually be part of this, this plan that we have.
How many games is Fleury going to be in goal for the upcoming season?
More than we originally anticipated.
Is he? Are you okay with that? Is he okay with that?
He's okay with it.
Does that mean 55, 60?
No, not 60. No, not 60. We'd like to keep it around 50. Flowers the type of guy that, he can't sit still. You even see him in games sometimes. A puck will come down. He'll just skate out just to touch it, just to be involved. The more he plays, the better he gets. He just wants to be involved. So he's in great shape. I mean, some guys are better than others at 37, 38. He's one of those guys that's in great shape, and I mean, he's still a very youthful guy, and he enjoys it.
We'll wrap up with this because I know you got to get out of here pretty soon. You
got to go get some more dessert.
Apparently you do, yeah. Or maybe there's another radio appearance.
I'm wasting away.
TV. Well, you can lose some of that on the Spain trip because I'm sure you won't eat much there because there's not much good food in Spain.
No good food.
Nothing interesting there at all. And, of course, there you got to eat at, like, dinner at 11 p.m. So that's not healthy.
That's usually my second dinner.
Do we have any major rules changes that are coming up in the new season? Anything that still might be yet to be determined in that regard, or any tweaking that's going to go on that you are either in love with or annoyed by?
No.
It's all pretty much the same.
All pretty much the same, yeah. Yeah, I think the game's in a really, really good spot now. I think you see the playoffs. You see the ratings. People love playoff hockey. The speed, the skill. Yeah. We actually have some personality in the game now, which is really nice. Guys don't give just the same old boxed interviews. Well, some guys do. But I think the game's in a really good spot. I think our team is in a good spot. Our market is. I think we've done a lot to make the fan experience even better. And, we're really looking forward to this year. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I've said this for years that I think the thing that hurts hockey the most is it's the sport that is the most difficult to capture on TV. In other words, the difference between being at a hockey game and watching it on TV, even with high def, you lose more in hockey, I think, than any other sport. Don't you think? That's the hard part. And there's nothing you can do about that. Even the technology has improved things, what you see on a screen. But when I compare it, I go, it's unbelievable.
You really have to be able to follow.
Yeah.
And, it's not, for a new fan, it's not the easiest thing to do.
Right.
But when you go to a game, when you bring somebody to their first NHL hockey game, they leave saying, wow, like that's incredible. Because you can see everything. You can see the whole play develop. Mm-hmm. It's nonstop.
Absolutely.
It's fast. I love football and I love baseball. Love basketball, all those things. It's just not the same.
No.
The speed of our game and
obviously
I'm biased.
No, but that part of it's true.
It is true.
And the other thing I give you credit for as we say goodbye is that and I'm not a big bells and whistles guy. I'm a more meat and potatoes. When I go to a game, I want to watch the game. But production matters now. The kids, it makes a big difference. And the production you guys have at the X is really, really good. I mean, it really is. It's very well put together. And I think the beauty of it is then hardcore fans can live with it, I think. But then you bring the more casual fan in because they are looking for a little bit of they're looking for some production. You got to give us some pizzazz, which I think you guys do.
Thank you. You know what? We've worked really hard at that, actually. Matt Maka and I, and Matt's in charge of it. He's the president of the business side, and he's got a group, Mitch Helgerson, Todd Frederickson, guys that have really put a ton of effort into that because, you know what? I will say this, we want our fans to be entertained. You know what? It's fun. Me personally, I want you to come and have a great time and watch our team win and have almost like just come and have fun.
Sure.
It's okay. You know what? Dance on the Jumbotron. Hear some good music. But
some of the purists will be offended. Some of the purists will be offended.
Well, I don't care.
Okay. So I'm not sure.
Then just sit in your seat. But it's a fun atmosphere. You know what? The crowd's been incredible. Like, it's been super loud. And you know what? It's important to me because it's important to the team. The players feel that on the ice. They get charged up by it. Like those momentum swings, like when we need a goal and the crowd's going crazy, that helps. Like when we're protecting a lead and they're into it and they're on their feet, it helps. When people are there, like, you know, in warm-ups and it's 10 deep, like Dino's always said, like that means something. That means that those players that means the world to them. Like, holy cow, can you see all these people here for warm-ups? This is unbelievable. I love playing in Minnesota for that. And it helps. It's a big deal. So I appreciate you bringing that up.
Are you willing on Thursday, August 25th, to guarantee to the crowd in front of us and those listening, wherever they may be in the world, that this is the year the Minnesota Wild will get out of the first round of the playoffs and maybe even to the conference finals? Will you guarantee that today on Aug 25?
I'm not guaranteeing you shit.
Oh.
Got that button ready?
Well, we don't even have the button. None?
But I tell you what.
No Joe Willie Namath like guarantee? Okay.
Why would I guarantee you just to get out of the first round?
You're right. I'm trading on it too generous a curve. You're right.
No, we're coming in. We're going to try to win the Stanley Cup. That's it.
Okay. There's no guarantee there. I just want to get out of round one. You know why? I want to do more games from the X.
I don't want to just get out of round one. A lot of teams get out of round one.
That's
Big
true.
deal.
That's true. Bill Guerin, ladies and gentlemen, Wild General Manager. Thanks, man. It's a pleasure. Good to see you as always. Have a wonderful and safe trip going to the old country.
Muchas gracias.
Absolutely. And when we come back, we got two problems, Guardsy. One, Sean Salisbury's mad at me because I didn't tell him that everything was preempted this week. So we got to negotiate with him. Okay. And then we're going to come back. And Two Dogs is coming at 4:15.
Yes.
Monty Creason Traveling Reptile Show. So don't go away. Some wild and dangerous animals will be right in front of us at about 4:15 this afternoon here from the State Fair on the Fan.
Every bank wants you to open an account.
Sign up.
Then along come sneaky fees. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Exactly why you should compare your bank to Bell Bank. At Bell, we don't nickel and dime you with fees on things like checking accounts and ATMs. If you hate sneaky fees, switch to a bank you'll love and give sneaky fees the boot. Bell Bank.